So I'm going to rephrase your question a little differently. Dr. Rutledge, look, I hear all this noise about your surgery. What if we just had people lose weight on their own? I mean, we could put them in jail, right? Hold back the food and not let them eat. Couldn't we test that? And so they didn't have the wherewithal to make people go to jail. So in France, they took fat, diabetic mice. And they did gastric bypasses on the mice. Okay? Now, as the mice lost weight after their gastric bypass, they had another group of mice, and they held back their food, so they both lost the same amount of weight. So they have obese, diabetic mice. They're both losing the same amount of weight, but the gastric bypass mice did much better in curing the diabetes. So it means that the surgery is more than just the weight loss. And so let me tell you about the hormones, gastrointestinal peptide, or abbreviated GIP, or GIP, and glucagon-like peptide 1, which is called GLP. It turns out GLP and GIP affect the sugar in your body like insulin, and they go up with the bypass. So that the body's insulin sugar requirements are affected by the bypass, not just weight loss. But also, just like we heard from Ms. Gibson, in animals that have a gastric bypass, the beta cells, the little cells in the pancreas that make insulin, grow in response to the bypass. So it is possible, what she has found, which is she went from having no insulin to having insulin, might be because the gastric bypass has actually stimulated the development of the insulin-controlling cells in the pancreas. In fact, there have even been rare reports of this going on to extreme. There have been a few case reports of gastric bypass patients who develop so much extra insulin from the pancreas, they suffer from low blood sugar and have to have some of the pancreas taken out because they're having such low blood sugars from the overgrowth of the beta cells in the pancreas. So there's a big hormonal effect of the gastric bypass.